Hey guys, I'm Rob and welcome back to Rob's Model Cars. Well, I'm back with another brand new model review today, but before we get into those details, this video is sponsored by Car Lover Diecast in China. Now, I buy a lot of models from Car Lover Diecast. He has a huge range, and for me here in Australia, in the Southern Hemisphere, he pretty much has the best prices of any model store and also offers free shipping for any orders over $100 US. So there's no one else that I know of that offers free shipping on orders, so that makes it a no-brainer to buy most of my models from him. Now, he's been kind enough to send me this model at a heavily discounted price, so go and check out www.cldc.store and you can check out his huge range of models available for sale. Okay, so today's model that we're going to have a look at is the brand new Topspeed Nissan R35 Liberty Walk Silhouette GT RR. That's a bit of a mouthful, it's a pretty long title, but this is the new generation of wide body kits made by Liberty Walk for the Nissan R35 GTR. So it is available in two colours. It does come in white from Topspeed's website and other retailers around the world. You'll just have to search for that yourself. But I have the matte black version, which is the Asian exclusive version. So we've reviewed Topspeed models before. It has been a while since I've actually purchased and reviewed a Topspeed model. They still come in these, I would call that an extra large box. It just has Topspeed branding all the way around the box and a label on the end which says what model is inside. Now, these Topspeed models actually used to come mounted on a timber base. They have actually deleted that now, but the model still does come in a very large box. It is packaged in a foam shell, and if you lift the lid off the box, the model is screwed in from underneath as per most models. So this is the model that we're going to have a look at today. So this is the matte black version, the Asian exclusive of the brand new Liberty Walk Nissan R35. Now, first impressions, it looks pretty good. The stance is very good on this model. Being that it is a Liberty Walk car, you really expect these cars to look slammed, and this one does. But we'll put it on the turntable now and we'll have a closer look at this brand new model from Topspeed. Okay, so this is it, the brand new Topspeed models, Liberty Walk Nissan R35 GTRR Silhouette. Now, first impressions, it doesn't look too bad, but we will delve into the details a little bit further. Now, I just want to mention that the retail price of this model is $185 US. And now that I actually have removed it from the foam shell, I just want to point out the first slight disappointment. Now, the model actually rocks from side to side. That's just not on my turntable, even on a flat surface. So when the wheels have been glued on, they have not been glued on equal because the model does rock from side to side. Now, that may not be a deal breaker for most, but a few people will be disappointed for that. And I think for a $185 US model, the model should be level when it sits on the ground and not rock like this. The second thing I want to mention is it is actually a really heavy model. It is a sealed resin model. Nothing opens. It is a closed model. And let's start with the details on the front of the car. So as you can see, it does have a big silver intercooler in the front. Now let's talk about the mesh, because this has been a sore point of mine for Topspeed models for quite a while. They don't use open mesh. They're still using solid plastic grills where there should be mesh. Now, I feel strongly that a model that is $185 US should at least have some mesh panels where it should be. So that's a really big disappointment that Topspeed models are still using solid grills. So there's two side ducts here, solid grills. The intercooler you can get away with here, but you can also see in the main top grille here, this is a solid plastic molded grille. It does have a decent GTR badge on the front of it. but that just lets it down for me. The solid plastic grills. There is a little bit of red paint detail on the side of those scoops. The front splitter is just in a matte black finish, same as the canards on the sides, and you do have some Liberty Walk decals on the sides. So that pretty much is the front of the model. Now the headlights are okay, they're nothing really super detailed, but they do the job. The plastics are pretty clear in the headlight lenses. Now this model does have a bit of carbon fiber decal on it as well. As you can see, the whole front hood is in carbon fiber decal. It's not clear coated, that is just the natural finish of the decal. It is somewhat glossy, but there are patches where it looks a little bit dull. Now again, there are some heavy vents or scoops in the top of this hood, and again you can see the solid plastic grills instead of mesh in the front. So a little bit disappointed there. I mean, they've done a pretty decent job of the carbon fiber. I understand that these models are made to a price, and that doesn't include clear coating the carbon fiber decals on the hood, just like the more expensive ignition models, so I can live with that. But the solid grills, that's just a no-no. Now it does have the little LB decal logos on the side. Because the model is matte black and the decals are not under a clear coat, you can actually see the outline of the decals. Again, not a deal breaker for everyone. They've done a reasonably good job on the mirrors. They do use nice super reflective material in behind the mirrors, and the windows are very clear also, a lot more clarity than the GT Spirit models, so they are using super clear plastic for the windows on these models. So that includes the front windscreen, the side windows, and also the back window as well. Now while we were having a look at the roof, you can also see that they have applied carbon fiber decal to the roof of the model and also the rear wing. Now if we move to the side of the car, this is the new silhouette style of body kit. So instead of it just being a roundish fender with the lug holes, this is a whole replacement panel, very GT style, with a rear vent in the opening here. Now again, solid grills in these openings. Again, we've got a new style of side skirt which runs into the new wide body fenders, and the new wide body fenders are the same style as the front and feature a reverse style vent like a GT car. And again, you can see inside the vent a solid grille, no open mesh in this model at all. It does have some nice decals on the side fender here, and of course it has the standard Liberty Walk decals on the top of the rear quarters. Now they've done a pretty good job on the rear wing as well. You can see this new GT style wing with these huge end plates, the carbon fiber wing blade. Now the carbon is only on the top of the wing blade, not the bottom. It does have the center stalk support here, and if you see the top of the wing legs, the sides here, you can see these nice little aero blades in here as well to help with the aerodynamics, and that also sits off a large duckbill spoiler which hangs off the back of the model as well. Now they do have some nice little red reflective reflectors on the sides here of the rear panel, and if you look at the back of the model, they've done a reasonably good job on the tail lights. Also, you've got your definition there of your LED lights inside the circle. Again, this model is all matte black, so the rear diffuser is all just finished in matte black as well, but they have done a nice job on the exhaust tips as well. So you do have your gold exhaust tips here, and that is from your FI exhaust, your frequency intelligence exhaust system. But that is about it really. A couple of more decals and a number plate on the back. Now if we're going to talk about the bottom of the model, let's have a little bit of a look. So there is a little bit of detail molded into the bottom of the model, the exhaust system, but there's not too much else. It is pretty much a flat bottom underneath the model. Now one thing where I feel that they have excelled with this model is the stance. Now as I mentioned, a Liberty Walk car needs to be slammed to the ground. The tyres have to be tucked right up underneath the fenders, and they have nailed it on this one. So the car is very low to the ground. The tyres are well and truly up under these silhouette wide body fenders. And that brings us to the wheels. Now I think they've done a really good job on these wheels. With the little LB decals on the rims. Of course, it's wearing Advan tyres with the Advan tyre branding. The rear rims are much deeper than the front rims, so they actually look really good. And they've done a pretty decent job on the brake rotors and the brake calipers as well. So we've got photo etched metal brake rotors in there, and we've got the red brake calipers. So pretty good outside detail, apart from those few flaws like the solid plastic grills, the fact that the model does rock, it doesn't sit flat on the ground, but overall it looks pretty good. Now obviously it is a sealed resin model, so there's no engine to show you, the doors don't open, but we'll have a little bit of a look at the interior of this model. Now it is all molded in black plastic as well, so you can see there is a little bit of detail in the dashboard of the model, and you can also see the top of the steering wheel there as well. It just has the black seats inside. From what I can see, there are no seat belts in this model. There's definitely no seat belts in this model, and there's no carpet flocking on the floors either. So the interior is quite basic. It does have a GTR decal. Hopefully you can see that on the center screen, on the dashboard. But apart from that, the interior is reasonably basic. Now you can see through the back window that you do have the rear seats visible, and also the speaker grills, but they're just flat pieces, no mesh there, nothing molded, and not sure whether you can see that through the front, but you can see the two subwoofers in the center console in the rear of the model. So yeah, really basic interior detail, nothing really special about the model at all, and that is another topic where I want to get into the price of these models. So if I'm comparing it to, say, a GT Spirit model that is around 120 US dollars, this one is 185 US dollars. I would expect to have a bit more detail in this model, especially having open mesh grills, a bit more level of detail on the interior, definitely some seat belts, and yeah, just overall a little bit better build quality. So I don't think there's much more else to show you with this model. If I'm to give this one a Rob score out of 10, look, I'm really only going to give this one a 5 out of 10. I mean, if you love your Liberty Walk cars, this is the only alternative compared to the more expensive Davis and Giovanni model. They did release this car, and it is spectacular, but it is also 800 plus US dollars. So there's a massive difference in the price. So yeah, if you love your Liberty Walk cars, grab one. I plan to actually modify this one. I'm going to strip it down and repaint it, and I'm probably going to try and correct some of the failures of this model. But for me, I don't think this is worth 185 US dollars, not from what I see in front of me here. So 5 out of 10 on this one. So Topspeed, if you're listening, please take my criticism on board. The solid grills just do not cut it for a 185 US dollar model. They just don't. I know this is still half the price of a BBR model, but you're getting so much more for your money with one of those models compared to this one. To me, this is probably worth around the same money as a GT Spirit, not $60 US more than a GT Spirit model. But that's just my opinion and my point of view. So that's going to wrap up today's review of this Topspeed Liberty Walk Silhouette R35 GT RR. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? Don't forget to smash that like button if you like the video, and make sure you hit that bell notification so you don't miss any more model reviews or custom model reveals. I still have a couple of more models that will be here before the end of the year, so stay tuned to the channel so you don't miss those ones. But until next time, thanks for watching Rob's Model Cars.